Rodney King was driving with two friends on March 3, 1991, when law enforcement pulled him over for speeding. When he got out of his car, he was surrounded by Los Angeles police officers. Now, several of them used tasers on him. They kicked him. They beat him with their batons, while others stood by watching. The injuries they inflicted on King were so severe that he needed to be taken to the hospital. We know this story. Days later, a graphic video of the LAPD's attack on King was broadcast across Los Angeles and around the world. The four officers were charged with criminally excessive use of force, but in 1992, they were acquitted, and Los Angeles erupted in outrage. Over 60 people died and thousands were arrested during the ensuing protests, which lasted for days. Tensions were particularly high in South Central Los Angeles and Koreatown, where residents were reckoning with racism in the criminal justice system, high rates of unemployment, a drug epidemic, and gang violence. They were also reeling from the murder of Latasha Harlins, a 15-year-old black teenager who was shot and killed by a convenience store owner in Koreatown just 15 days after King was attacked. Los Angeles had reached a boiling point and something had to change. So the LA mayor, like others before him, set up a commission to conduct a full and fair examination of the structure and operation of the LAPD. This commission released 300 pages outlining recommendations for addressing a grave problem of excessive use of force by a significant number of officers, as well as issues of racism and bias in the Los Angeles Police Department. Sound familiar? The 1992 uprising stemmed from poverty and systemic discrimination in addition to police brutality. But more and more money went to the LAPD, while funding for schools, housing, and crucial social services continued to come in second or third. In the last 10 years, the LA County Sheriff's Department budget increased by $1 billion. Police don't stop crime. They respond to crime after it has happened. And what statistics show is that the rate of crime in Los Angeles
rates have plummeted
in no way justifies the huge budgets that we're seeing. After the protest erupted in response to the murder of George Floyd by a Minnesota police officer, the LA City Council voted to decrease the $1.86 billion budget of the LAPD by $150 million.
The LA City Council has taken its first step in defunding the LAPD.
But a $1.71 billion budget still puts too many resources in the hands of the police instead of in Los Angeles communities. If we're going to help communities thrive, we need to reduce the contact between people and the police. The institution has demonstrated over the last 100 years that it is not reformable. More police and more arrests can't address problems rooted in systemic racism and poverty. We need to divest from the police and invest in our communities on a large scale. We've known this for a long time. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Thanks for watching. If you want more on this topic, click the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. The next episode is about the 1967 Detroit uprising. And use the comments section to ask any questions you might have on policing and racial justice in the U.S.